everybody, and welcome to the show again this week. As always, I'm your host, David Burrows. Hope you had a really fantastic weekend, and certainly never lack of anything to do here in Sarnia. And that's what keeps me going around here, is all the great people that I get to talk to. And we're going to talk with some of those great people again today. Coming up in a few moments, I'll be talking with Carolyn Leaver Luciani. She's part of the Rotary Club, and they're getting ready for their 35th annual Rotary auction. That's going to be a broadcast again, as always, on Yourtv Sarnia. So we'll be talking about that. And then A Miracle on 34th Street. You know the movie. Now you're going to know the live performance. It's going to be happening here at the Imperial Theatre in Sarnia, put on by Theatre Sarnia's group. And some of the cast members will be joining me to talk about their experience of preparing Miracle on 34th. I'm really looking forward to that one because I'm a Christmas guy. I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of year. Well, I shouldn't say it's my favorite time of year, but I really like Christmas, where some might go, bah humbug. I go, yay. It's the one time of year you can be nice to people and they won't accuse you of why you're being nice to them. Think about that for a minute. Anyway, so we're looking forward to having them on here as well. And then, if that's not enough, Canada's Smartest Person Junior contestant Liam Henderson is going to be joining me here. I've gotten to know Liam and his family over the last couple of years, so very excited to be having him join me here. And I'm certainly not going to try to outdo him because he is a smart kid, and well, you'll get the picture of that as well. Of course, over the weekend, we were remembering those who have fallen in the past from World War I and World War II and many different wars around the world. But this in particular, a ceremony held at the Sarnia Brock Street Barn of the Sarnia Arena, a packed house, thousands in attendance there. In fact, so many were there, they were standing in the lobbies because they couldn't get in any further. And I was happy to be able to bring a live stream broadcast so that people could enjoy. We had lots of people who had, we've had over 5,000 people watch the stream to this point. It's still available on my Facebook page if you'd like to enjoy that. What you're looking at here is a picture of a duplicate of the cenotaph. Let me just enlarge that for everybody to enjoy. This is a duplicate of the cenotaph that is located in Veterans Park here by our library. This duplicate was created by students of St. Patrick's High School from the technical department and the art department. The soldier on top created by the art students and department. And I mean a duplicate. This is identical with names and everything. And looking at that, you'd think that was real stone. It's not, of course, but it was specifically created by some of the students at St. Pat's for this very special Remembrance Day. In particular, 100 years since the end of World War I was a reason for moving the ceremonies down to the Sarnia Arena. The parade did begin, as always, downtown Sarnia. A little bit of an adjustment. Instead of coming from the Legion, they started down by Wellington and Front Street and came down Wellington, made a stop at the cenotaph, laid 5 wreaths there, and then continued on and then marched in. What a fantastic ceremony and turnout. A great way of showing our respect and remembrance on Remembrance Day. So I was happy to be able to be there for that. And again, if you missed the live stream, you can check it out on my Facebook page, The Show Sarnia. All right, well, music. You know, we love music around here, and there's certainly lots of it. Sarnia seems to be kind of like a hub for music and entertainment and theater, and just we've got a lot going on here in the entertainment world. And the Twisted Arm, which a local bar restaurant, has started to add some entertainment to their lineup of things to do. And Zephyr, a great rock and roll band, is going to be performing there this Saturday. I haven't seen them perform in a little while. I'm hoping I can get down there, but they are fantastic. If you like rock and roll, Zephyr is an awesome band, and the Twisted Arm, a fantastic place to hang out with your friends as well and have some fun. So Zephyr happening this Saturday, November the 17th, down at the Twisted Arm. Hope to see you down there, guys. All right, well, this is a new thing, right? Let's talk pot for a minute. In fact, we're going to talk pot with our youth, of course, now with new laws here in Canada and each province being able to regulate cannabis in their own way. There's going to be a conversation about talking pot with youth, and this is put on by Lambton Health. It's It's going to be held at the Lambton College Center coming up. And today is the last day of registration. If you'd like to attend, this is a free event to attend, an important one, I would think. If you have children, whether you're a counselor or a teacher or a mom or a dad or even a grandma or a grandpa, whatever the case may be, if you want to find out more about what's happening with the laws and how it's possibly going to affect youth and how to handle this new cannabis situation. I won't get into all the legalities of it. I'm not a lawyer by any means, but I think I know what the rules are about it. But who knows? This is a way to find all of that out. And again, it affecting our youth possibly in what different ways. So Lambton Public Health putting that on today. There's all the information. Keep in mind everything that I talk about here today. After the show is over, I'll be posting all these links, dates, and times. You'll be able to get all the information, for example, here on how to register for this Talking Pot with Youth event put on by Lambton Public Health. Well, I did mention the season. It is the season for Christmas. It's upon us. You're going to start hearing that word a lot. It's just over the weekend. I know Big Brothers Big Sisters had their annual show and sale with thousands attending, so people getting their Christmas shopping. I never understood why there's always last minute Christmas shopping, because it comes the same day every year. So why do we still wait? But there's lots of things and activities to take in, and this is a historic Christmas. It's going to be happening out in Petrolia, a tour of historic homes for the Christmas season. Again, happening out in Petrolia. Tickets available for this are only $15, and you can get them at the town hall in Petrolia. And this will be a lovely tour, a historical Christmas tour, again, happening out in Petrolia. Again, you'll be able to get all these details. We'll post all this after the show. Well, let's talk Sarnia Sting for a little bit. Boy, I'll tell you, they're really having a struggle, this Sarnia Sting team. And it's not for lack of, they know how to play hockey. They're just, there's some opportunities that they're taking advantage of. They're just having trouble closing the deal. As it would happen again, the Sarnia Sting would fall in a shootout, overtime, and then a shootout to the Sudbury Wolves, 4-3. They did that a couple of days previous to that as they lost to the Kitchener Rangers in a shootout, and then overtime shootout, I should call it. And they played really hard, and it was just seconds left in the final period. 30 seconds left. Sudbury tied it up to take it to overtime. And then, of course, the 5-minute overtime took them to the shootout where Sudbury Wolves were victorious. But one of the good things that did come out of it was that Alexander Hogue finally got his first OHL career. So we caught up with him after the game and talked to him about his first OHL career goal. And we're going to show you that interview right now. Take a look at this, and then we'll be back.
Here, post game with Alex Hogue. Talk to us about your first goal. Take us through it. And what was it like?
It was a surreal goal, you know. I was fortunate to be on the power play, and then we broke in the zone, and then we were cycling the puck. We were moving the puck a lot, and Nick Green was at the top, and then he gave me a really nice pass, and then I was looking for a pass back door to Geisy, but it turned out I shot it, and it went in. It was a perfect shot, so pretty fortunate that went in.
Were you surprised at how much time you had?
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah. When
When
Greaves gave me that puck, there was like no one on me, so I was like, oh, should I shoot? Should I pass? And you know, I ended up shooting, and it was a good decision to shoot. So it's pretty fun.
Obviously, monkey off the back there, and maybe a bit of a relief as well, getting one on the power play, which has maybe struggled a little bit at home.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, our power play, it's been pretty good, but you know, we were down 2-1 after a tough first, and then scoring that to tie the game up, and then we scored right after. You know, to take the lead in the second was pretty good. So it was an awesome feeling. Yeah.
A couple power play goals tonight, I believe. Power play was great last year, not quite as successful this year. What's been the
issue?
Yeah.
You know, we lost a lot of guys last year, but like Jordy and all that. But this year, it's just we got to keep focusing on practicing and practice. And I'm pretty sure if we keep practicing, and it's gonna get better every day and every day. So.
I thought you guys pretty good effort tonight. You're down after one, and you come back in that second period. I thought you guys had a real strong second period. You look at the second and the third. You guys only allowed 10 shots total, 5 each period. I thought you guys tightened up pretty well in the second.
Yeah, for sure. The first was kind of rough, like I said, but the second and third we definitely cleaned it up. We talked about in the room how we should clean it up, dump it in, and forecheck their D. But and the first it was kind of tough, but the second and third was really good, and we had a chance to win there, but it was a great overall team effort. So yeah.
You head out on the road Wednesday at Owen Sound. What do you got to do there?
I think we just got to work hard. Owen Sound's a tough barn to play in, so just get pucks deep, play our game, and we'll go from there.
Your position-wise, what do you kind of consider yourself now?
I don't know. I'm probably a midfielder. I don't know. Anywhere's fine. I like playing everywhere. So I played forward in minor hockey a bit and a bit of defense too. So familiar with both positions. So it's all good.
Now the coaches said where they see you playing going forward.
No, they just wherever's fine, I guess. So yeah.
There you have Alexander Hogue joining us post-game there after they fall into the Sudbury Wolves and that final score of 4-3. I would thank Alexander Hogue for his time after the game and congratulate him as we talked to him about his first OHL career goal. Of course, hoping to see many more from him. We'll be gathering back at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena once again this Friday and Saturday as the that disappeared on me. They take on the Oshawa Generals on Friday and Peterborough Petes on Saturday. I'll be there with my co-host Jay Peckham. Jake Chersky will be there to talk to me on their opinions of what's happening with the Sarnia Sting. And again, the puck drop for both those games happens at 7 o'clock at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. I want to say a special shout out to our friend Dan Tidball from DT Freight Express, Blackwater Coffee, and Jake Chersky from Philly Cheese Jakes for all their support of our show here and down at all the Sarnia Sting home games. And hopefully the Sting can get things together and close the deals and start getting back into the win column and keep the Sarnia Sting fans happy. It's a frustrating time right now, but you can always pick yourself back up and keep moving forward. We'll look forward to, again, this Friday and Saturday with the Sarnia Sting. All right. As I said, Christmas, it's here and it can't wait. Right? But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer because first, before Christmas, and you celebrate and you go out, you got to buy some stuff, right? Because you got to have all the Christmas gifts and everything going together for you. And there's lots of different options out there. And right now, before we get to talking about the miracle of Christmas on Miracle on 34th Street, we're going to talk to one of the members of Rotary, and they're having their 35th annual Rotary event, and she's here in the lobby. Carolyn Leaver is coming on to join us. Carolyn, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is a fantastic time of year and exciting. Everybody, I know some people laugh at me. They're like, "Oh, that David, he talks so much about how he loves Christmas. It's a busy time of year, and it's just a lot of hustle and bustle going on. But it's a really great time of year for giving and sharing, right?"
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're part of which Rotary group are you a part of? Because there's a couple here in town, right?
In town now, and there's 3, and then there's an e-club, and then there's another online club. So I'm with the Rotary Club of Sarnia, and we're the club that meets Tuesdays at noon at the Dante Club. So we're the noon hour group, and we've been doing this TV auction, like you said, for a very long time.
Yeah. So what's your part in all of this as Rotary? How long have you been a member? Let's start there.
I think I've been a member for about 16 years.
Okay.
I did take a break in there and have a child somewhere, and I don't know. But about 16 years, and I've been doing TV auction probably for about 12 of those.
Okay. What is it? Sorry, go ahead.
I used to be the chair of the auction, and I'm no longer that, thank goodness. Mike Curry and Jenny Greensmith have. But yeah, no, we still do a whole bunch to get it organized and up and running.
Fantastic. Let me ask you before we talk about the auction, what is it about Rotary? I mean, there's lots of different charities and nonprofits to choose from. I've met a lot of different Rotary members, and they all have their different reasons. What was your reason to choose Rotary and become a member?
So back when I was in high school, a really good friend of mine was in Sarnia on a Rotary exchange. His name was Chris Fisher, and he was at Northern. And him and I became really good friends. And I don't know, I thought any program that sends people around the world, and we have a lifelong friendship that will never end. And I thought that was pretty cool. So that's why I joined Rotary.
Yeah. Okay. So a bit of a relationship that brought you into it.
Yeah. But I find it interesting because he's in Australia and he's not a member of Rotary.
Oh, well, you switched things around. You took his place. Rotary gives a lot back into the community here locally. I know they do around the world as well, especially, helping with the polo for one, or polio rather. And what kind of things do they do locally to, obviously the Rotary auction, but they do other things to raise money. But what kind of things do they do with that money locally?
So locally, we support a whole bunch of different organizations, groups. One that Blue Water Health, we gave $1 million to the Children's Floor when they were.
Wow.
Pathways Center for Youth, that's one of our big ones because it was members of our club who founded Pathways. So we every year give them money and help them out with different things that they do. We've just completed some work with a donation for Standing Oaks, which is also on our Rotary property, and they have their building there and they rent the land from us, I think, for $1 a year or whatever it is. We've given things to community living. We've donated things to the YMCA, all kinds of things. People can apply for money, and then it goes through different committees, and depending on how much money we have and how strapped we are, or whether we have lots to give, kind of depends on what gets given out.
Right. Okay. Well, let's talk about the Rotary auction. Here it is coming up on the screen. There's already lots of options there for people to look at. Tell everybody first of all, how did this get started? Do you know? Any idea on that?
You know what? I don't even actually know the answer to that question.
It's been 35 years now. So somebody had a great idea. Let's have an auction. And Yourtv Sarnia is hosting again at their studios here. Go ahead.
This is our biggest fundraiser. So we raise anywhere from $40,000 to $65,000.
Wow.
So this is where the majority of our money comes. So we need this and count on this to keep our club going and so that we have lots of money to donate.
Yeah, well, it's obviously successful, to be happening for 35 years. Obviously, I think a lot of people mark this on their calendar as soon as this one finishes. They get ready for next year. What kind of items do we see here? Do we see like $5 items up to $5,000 items, or what kind of things do we see listed on this auction?
So there's pretty much everything. The stuff, basically, there's enough items donated that for people to be on the TV, the items that start on the TV start at $50 or up. There are people who donate stuff that's less than $50, and it's on the online only portion because we're online and on TV. I think block number 48 is the last block that goes live on TV, but everything that's in those blocks after there closes at the same time the auction closes on TV. But those items are only for bid online. So if you don't bid on the first 48 blocks, check in the other ones. There's some great items in there. And if we have duplicates, triplicates, whatever, some of them we put on TV because we try to give everybody as much advertising as we can.
Sure.
But some go onto the online only. They still get advertising. It's just in a different spot.
Right. And that online auction, that's available now, is it not?
Well, it's not live yet. We're still working out a few issues that we have. We have to put in, I think, 2 more titles and just confirm our big ones. And then it goes live tonight.
Oh, okay. So, and what's the website? Do you know the website people can check out to make sure that they can go on and start checking out their items?
Sarnia RotaryAuction.com.
I'm just typing that so we can share that with everybody. SarniaRotaryAuction.com. There we go. That's where you can go sometime tonight when they get things worked out and start.
Set up ahead of time, so you have to get an account, and what you do is you log in, you put your information in, and you need to be, then you have to enter on the website just to make sure that people are who they say they are. So you do have to do a little bit of prep ahead of time, but it's very easy and anybody can do it.
Okay. All right. Well, and there's that. And then of course, let's talk about the big auction. I'm just showing some of the items that we're seeing advertised. And again, this is going to happen on Yourtv Sarnia. What's the date for this?
This Sunday, it is November the 18th.
Yeah. It starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe.
Yes. And it goes, I think, right
Yeah.
through, I'm going to say 9. I don't know. I should know the answer to that question because I'm auctioneering at the end of the night, but I just keep until it's done.
Just keep going until they're all gone, right?
Yeah. One thing people don't always understand is what happens when people bid online. They put their maximum bid in. So say that I'm bidding on the Sting Suite. It's worth $1,100, and I say that I want to go to $1,000. If you come in and put in $665, it's automatically going to put me at $666 after you. So then you log back in and put $700, it's automatically going to put me at $701 because it's going to keep bidding me until I put my minimum in. So if you can't sit around and watch the auction, or you want to be guaranteed something, put your max bid in, and it just only goes up if somebody else bids against you. So people don't always understand that, and then they get, because they're watching on TV, they saw that their amount was the last amount shown on the TV, but what they might not be aware is that people have locked bids in on the computer. So they're in, and then if there is something locked in the computer, it goes up. And who's ever locked in the computer first at the price is who it goes in for.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good to know that. And if you really want something bad enough, you can almost lock yourself into in case you can't be there live, you still stand a chance of claiming what it is you're looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah. What kind of you just mentioned, like Sarnia Sting Suite. Can you give an idea of some of the other large items or different items that have been, and these are all donated, right?
All donated, but people from Sarnia are so generous. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's tons. There's a full family membership to the Sarnia Riding Club. There's televisions. There's Dyson vacuums. There's it's a heater cooler thing. I think it's by Dyson as well, but it's a thing you put in your house and you can be hot or cold or your office or whatever. It's worth about $500.
Okay.
Red Wings tickets. There's a printer, not a printer, a projector. So if you want to watch movies at your house or your kids want a game, you can do that.
Nice.
Another thing, we're doing something different for Manly's this year. What we're donating is basically a chair experience. And so people will come in and I'll fit them for a steel case chair, which is our Rolls Royce of chairs. And they get up to $1,000 value of chair. So
wow.
If they want leather, the really expensive leather, it might go over the $1,000. They would whatever. But there's plenty of chairs and fabrics that they can sit in and get fitted for that will fall under that price range.
Hey, I'd be interested in that because, some of us like me, we sit in this chair like all day long. You really need that comfortable chair, right? Get me one with like built-in massage and everything too, and heater, and that's the kind of chair I need.
Yeah. So we have those. Tons of gift certificates. If you're looking, and this is why it's nice to do your Christmas shopping, right? Because you don't pay any tax on anything that's on here. You get the tax for free.
Nice.
So you are saving that. But gift certificates for so many local restaurants. Firefighters, they donate yard work. So a group of firefighters will come out and do yard work at your house. There's I think 4 or 6 of those donated.
Oh, wow. What lady wouldn't want the firemen out in the backyard on a hot summer day cleaning up?
Right? Hang Christmas lights. They can come out in the summer and get ready for your pool party. Whatever you need, they'll do. There's pool openings. Pretty much, there's just so much stuff. You need to go online and read it all because there's great items on there.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to it because this is the first year. I'm actually, I think I'm coming in at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one of the auctioneers. I think I'm joined with Allison Mahan.
Yes, our president. You're the start of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad it worked out that way because I've known Allison for several years, but it's usually a wave across the room because she's such a busy lady. I'll actually maybe get a minute or two to talk to her and say, hey, how's it going? She's not new to Rotary, but she's the new president, as you mentioned.
Yes. Well, she's been president before too, so she's a good lady to give up lots of her spare time.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to that. And again, everybody can go to Sarnia Rotary Auction.com tonight to get started at check in around 6 o'clock. Or if it's not quite ready, just keep checking in. It should be on time pretty soon once they get those glitches worked out. But and then again this Sunday on Kojiko or Yourtv Sarnia, I should say, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Got to get that correct.
Yes, fantastic. Well, Carolyn, thanks for joining me so much. Is there anything else you want to throw in before I let you go back?
No, Bill Holt said to say hi. He was here about 5 minutes ago because he does the majority of
Oh, Bill, he's another busy guy. He's retired and he's probably busier than what Bill's known me since before I was born. Put it that way.
That's what he said. He said he used to hold your hand and walk you across the road.
Oh, he sure did. Oh, Bill's fantastic. Hey back, Bill. I'll have to give him a shout on the radio. We're both ham radio operators too. So
our auction.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Carolyn, thank you so much. And I know you're still at Manly's working hard there. So we'll let you get back to work and finish your day. But thanks again. And maybe we'll see you on Sunday at the broadcast.
Much appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye for now. All right, there you go. Carolyn Leaver joining us, talking about the annual Rotary auction, the 35th annual Rotary auction. It's got to be successful if they're doing it again and again and again, right? And she mentioned a lot of fantastic items up for bid. And again, tonight you can go online to sarniarotaryauction.com. All right. Well, we want to say thanks to our friends at Blackwater Coffee who give us their support here on a regular basis. And right now we're going to get started. We're going to go out and have some community conversations. I'll be right back. All right. Well, community conversations, it's all about what's happening here in our community. And with the season upon us, as I said, 'tis the season for Christmas and giving, hence the Rotary auction and different places to get your Christmas shopping underway. It's also a time for miracles, Christmas miracles, right? And especially Miracle on 34th Street is coming once again to the Imperial Theatre, put on by Theatre Sarnia. I have to tell you, we have an amazing theater group here in town. I've seen so many productions happen. You do not have to leave Sarnia and go out of town to see an amazing, awesome, professional production put on by local community members. So if you haven't been out to the theater in a while, you need to get your tickets and go out and definitely see Miracle on 34th Street. And first, we've got 3 members of the cast that are going to join us, and I'm going to pop them all in right now. So we've got Craig Matthews coming on. There's David Engelson, and here is Shauna Nels as well. All coming on. Oh, wait a minute, Shauna. I haven't forgotten you. There we go. All right. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Doing great.
All right. Thanks for coming on board today. I know everybody's got jobs and life and whatever, so appreciate you giving us a few minutes of your time here today.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I'm not kidding when I talk about the theater in this town. It's just fantastic, the productions that get put on by Theatre Sarnia and Imperial Theatre, different productions as well. And it's a great place, the Imperial Theatre, to be hosting these kind of things. Let's start. We'll let everybody kind of say what your role is in this, and we'll kind of go through everybody. And ladies first, Shauna Nels, thanks for being here.
Hi. Oh, thank you for having me. So I play Doris. She is I want to say kind of bitter, kind of sad mom of little Susan. And she's also a very proud Macy's employee.
Ah, yes. Macy's. Yes. I forgot about that.
Yes. Yes. So she takes her job very seriously. She also takes parenting very seriously, and maybe a little too seriously, because we all know Santa's real, but Doris has a really hard time with that one. So
yeah, she kind of represents a few people that they kind of need to be reminded of Santa Claus being real, right?
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. How long have you been involved in theater, Shauna?
I started when I was 17 at the Petrolia Community Theater, and I did it for quite some time. And then I kind of took a little break in there when I was raising small children. And this year actually will be my biggest year since being a mom. This will be my 3rd show this year. So that's of a big deal. Yeah, that's so it's been my love for forever. And the nice thing is that two of my daughters are also in the show with me this year. So for this show, and so I've
Oh,
been able
wow,
to share my love of theater. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you kind of get to hang out and mom-daughter stuff.
Yep, and it's guilt free when I'm at those really long rehearsals. Then they're there with me. So
Yeah, well, that's a good point. You know, I don't think anybody will argue the fact that there's a lot of commitment that goes into putting on these shows, from rehearsals to building sets, and
yes,
then everything else in between, and then the performance comes along too, right?
yeah, and not to mention with the directors and the producers and all of these amazing people that are basically making the show what it is. I mean, it's not just the people on the stage. There's so much more going on there. So
Yeah.
it's a great group.
What's has there been any challenges for you in this role?
Uh-oh, I lost you. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
okay,
know. Challenges in
Are you there? Okay, she'll come back. Yeah, and for anybody here involved in this, if for some reason you lose me or I lose you, a simple refresh is usually the answer to the problem. David Engelson, moving on to you. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I can probably guess your role, but
Well, go ahead.
I'm gonna let you tell it.
Well, listen, I get it every day. What are you trying to be, Santa Claus?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very fortunate to be cast in the role, and it's a role that I cherish.
Well, it'd be a fun role, right? You know, I guess. There's Sean is back now.
I'm sorry, I'm not good with technology. What can I say?
No, it's okay. It's all right. A good refresh. I did want David. I'll come back to you. Sorry, Sean. I did want you to kind of answer. Was there any challenges in this role for you?
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but I haven't really been a big Christmas fan myself. So I felt like it was a little bit of typecasting, but but actually this show has sort of given me sort of a new love of Christmas, you know, watching all the kids and that sort of thing. I didn't really have to channel Doris too much because I can be a little bit serious sometimes, but not that serious. So maybe that was a challenge, is just to, you know, being so concerned about little Susan not believing in Santa and not believing in fairy tales is not the kind of mom I am. So I think that was probably the biggest challenge. Yeah.
So maybe some magic has been rekindled in you about Christmas.
I think that there is magic in that whole cast and crew and everybody involved. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad to hear that, because I love the magic of Christmas, and I you know, it's hard in the hustle and bustle and trying to keep up, and you know, let's be realistic and all that stuff. But I like the magic of it all too. So I'm glad you had that experience.
Thank you,
David. Back over to you. Yeah, you've got the special. Well, I'll ask you the same thing right now as a performer. Were there challenges in your role for you?
Oh, there's always challenges. You know, once you get different things, different nights, the lines always seem to be challenging, and definitely the older you get, the harder it becomes. But no, it's a great fun. We got an awesome team. We have an awesome cast, and our producer last night hit the nail on the head, and she nailed it when she said we now have a show. So
there you go.
Really excited. Really excited.
And who's the producer of this show? Because I know she's quite shy about it.
Well, Craig should answer that one, because he could probably fill us in with a little more information.
All right. Well, we'll do that. Craig, thanks for being here. And tell everybody who you are and your role in this.
Well, I have two roles in this. I play Fred Gailey, which is the lawyer who is out to prove that Kris Kringle really is Santa Claus. Right. And behind the scenes, I'm one of the producers with Kelly Graham.
Yes, Kelly Graham. I know, like I said, she's kind of shy about it, putting herself out there, but I know she's involved and excited to be involved in it. She's
been wonderful working with her, I'll tell you.
Well, I know she's been involved in the theater for quite some time, so it's good to see her back in a role, even behind the scenes there. What this character for you? I mean, of course I go back to seeing the black and white movie originally when I was a little boy, and I always liked it. I mean, we always had to watch Scrooge and A Christmas Carol, right? But for me as a little boy, that was really scary to watch them go. So this was my favorite because it was very happy and refresh. It was almost like superhero stuff, because you were rooting for Santa Claus, but you were really rooting for everybody else involved, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I watched all these movies growing up as well, and I kind of tip my hat to my mother. She's a real old movie fan, so we were exposed to all of these growing up. And you're absolutely right. No matter how many times you see this, you're always sitting there going, rooting for the lawyer. Yes, it's Santa Claus. Yes, it's going to happen. And at the end of it, yeah, it finishes the same way every time, but you always kind of go, okay, I'm relieved there is a Santa Claus.
Yeah. And it's funny how you say that. I don't like rooting for a lawyer.
Yes, that.
Lawyers get the bad rap usually. What, as this character goes, this character has a bit of a hidden agenda for defending Santa Claus in the first place, right? But moving that along, what did you learn from playing this character?
Well, I learned a little bit about myself, and I've always enjoyed Christmas and that. It's always been a time for family. But working with all these people on the cast, it's really like, your family does extend beyond your walls. It encompasses a whole bunch of people, even those in your community. I always think Christmas is a time to reconnect with friends, and through experiences like this, been able to make a whole bunch of new friends. So it's really been a positive, good thing all the way through. You enjoy going to rehearsal no matter how long they are.
Yeah, and how you say no matter how long they are, how long are those rehearsals?
Our typical rehearsals are 3 to 4 hours, and yesterday we did a marathon 8-hour session through the day. So,
wow, that's commitment right there. So, a round of applause to all of you.
Yeah. So excuse us all for looking a little sleepy. We'll be at it again tonight.
Yeah.
No, you're looking fine so far. I think it's probably one of those things where you're excited to get involved with it, and then do you get to a point where you go, it's finally coming, it's here, and then a part of you goes, I'm glad it's over, but then you kind of bummed it's over?
Absolutely. The end of it's always bittersweet, I think. You've made it to the end of it. Everything's come together. The cast, the crew, everybody is just humming right along, and all of a sudden, you're done.
Yeah.
And it's very bittersweet from that end.
Yeah, okay. Shauna, you mentioned, there's a cast of children involved.
Yes.
Would you say that children, children obviously have a different perspective of Christmas than a lot of us adults do, but how do the kids bring the magic onto the stage? What is it about them that just brings it up there?
They're just loving it. They're loving it when they sing those like little voices. We have a beautiful little rendition of All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. And It's probably one of the cutest things you'll ever see. And just seeing the magic when, it's going to be very exciting for some of these kids to get on stage and see the set and really start to feel what this is going to be about. And it just adds an extra layer of magic where there already is, because, it's Christmas and it's Santa and they're just having so much fun. So it's great to see.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
David, for you, is it this isn't your first experience on the stage?
No, I was introduced back in '98 with Art Christmas.
Oh wow, Art Christmas! My goodness.
Yeah, a dear friend of mine, and I love theater. I love singing, and I love Santa. It's something that I do outside of the theater part. So I'm Santa every year. So I I go around and I go to different venues and Optimist clubs.
Oh, wow.
And so I just love it. There's nothing more gratifying than have a child look into your eyes and believe that you're it, that you're the man.
So if I were to ask you, and we talk about superheroes a lot, and actually, I don't know, today Stan Lee's passed on, so that's the big talk of the superhero world. But if I were to ask you, what is Santa Claus's superpower? What would you say that is?
His superpower is he's a caring, he's a safe, caring individual. He's nothing but love and caring, and that, you know what, if we could get more of that in the world, I think we'd all be a better place.
Well, I don't think I get any arguments from anybody on that one. And Craig, can you tell everybody when this starts?
Yes, we start November 23rd, which is our opening night. We run the 23rd, the 24th. We have a Sunday matinee on the 25th. And then after that, we are on the 28th, 29th, 30th of November, and December 1st, all down at the Imperial Theatre.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. And everybody can go online to imperialtheatre.net, get your tickets for that. I know there's a special dress rehearsal that I'm looking forward to seeing. So I kind of get a sneak peek of that.
Okay, we'll wave to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. I'll sit in the front row if I can.
Yeah. And you can get your tickets online or at the box office. The box office is open every day from 11 to 5.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you all so much for your commitment to doing this and creating this experience that we're going to get to enjoy down at the Imperial Theatre. I'll give each of you, starting with you, Shauna, is there any final words?
I just look forward to all of you coming to the show. It's going to be awesome. Bring your family. Bring the kids.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here, Shauna. And welcome back to the magic of Christmas.
Thank you.
Okay. David, what about you?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. And please come out and see us.
Oh, that's fantastic. You just gave me a little chills there for a minute. Craig, I'll give you final word here with the cast.
Okay. This man is Santa Claus. We'll see you all down at the theater.
All right, fantastic. Take care, everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there you have some of the cast of Miracle on 34th Street. What a joy to talk about Christmas with them. And Miracle on 34th Street, it's going to be a fantastic production, recreating some of that magic of Christmas. Listen, I know I can even hear some of you out there saying, oh, Christmas. I give you the opportunity to come down there and experience Miracle on 34th Street and relive some of the magic. It can happen. Even Shauna was talking there about how she kind of got rekindled some of the magic of Christmas. So there you go. There's a positive story right there. All right. Well, I am looking forward to my next guest. Now, he's no stranger to me. I've had the pleasure of talking with him before, and we've done some fun things together. But maybe you haven't had a chance to meet him yet. Take a look at this. We're going to show you a little sneak peek of exactly who Liam Henderson is.
Being on Canada's Smartest Person Junior is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm gonna make the most of it. I am smart because I'm like a sponge. I can absorb information the first time I read it. Not only do I love to play sports with my physical intelligence, I love to give the fans the best experience they can with social and linguistic intelligences as a broadcaster. Yes, he's passed the Super Gauntlet. Here he goes. Liam Henderson from Sarnia, Ontario, is Canada's Smartest Person Junior! Winning the title of Canada's Smartest Person Junior will help me accomplish the ultimate goal of being the Prime Minister of Canada. To be Prime Minister, you have to prove that you have smarts in all 6 categories, and I'm here to prove that. I'm Liam Henderson. I'm the future Prime Minister of Canada, and I'm Canada's Smartest Person Junior.
Well, I got to tell you, there's no question about it that he's determined and excited about being Canada's Smartest Person Junior, and he's sitting here in the lobby. Let's bring him on right now. Liam Henderson, thank you so much for joining me.
Hello, Dave. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, and thank you for giving me your time here today. I know that you've been busy. I think you were on radio this morning.
Yes, that was correct. On 7 o'clock, I was on the morning show with Max and Matt, which Matt was away, but I was talking to Max. He basically interviewed me, asked me a few questions, and I even got to broadcast the sports news as a little sports broadcaster practice. And then after that, I got to go on 99.9 The Fox. They asked me a tricky question they said, how did you place? Did you do good? And I'm like, well, I can't tell you. You're going to have to watch all 6 episodes to find out.
Well, good for you for sticking hold to your contract. I know that I'm sure you've had a lot of people asking you that question and maybe have tried to trick you or whatever, but you're too smart for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm on the show, so.
All right. Well, we want them all to tune in and check it out on Canada's Smartest Person Junior. But so you have a near photographic memory, and you want to be a broadcaster, which I believe in you, Liam. We've talked to you before, and I know you're going to achieve that goal for sure. And you want to be the Prime Minister of Canada as well.
Yes, indeed. I've already brewed up a platform, but that is to change here and there while I get older. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what, politics is a really interesting world, if you will. It can get a little crazy sometimes, with the way people treat each other in that world. What would make you decide to want to be a Prime Minister of Canada?
Well, I'm really confident that I can bring out the statistics and I can just, take a look and see what the people are saying. And then I try to compromise. And if people don't like my platform, who cares? I mean, I'm a politician. That's to be expected. My dad always says, and I do too, you can please all of the people some of the time. You can please some of the people all of the time. Oops, I just said that one twice. Wait, no, I didn't. I'm okay. You can please some of the people all the time and all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. Whew,
well, there you go. Well, I'd say your dad's a pretty smart guy, so I guess you get some of your smarts from both your mom and dad.
Well, yes, my dad is an engineer at Nova Chemicals. Nova's been going through some pretty major stuff, as you know, a few months back. Nova just added on a huge new fourth boiler, I believe. I mean, I'm thinking it's a fourth boiler, but it might not be. And my mom used to be a worker at Ethel, Canada. So
fantastic.
I've got some chemists over here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So smart runs in the family. That's good. What is it? Well, I don't mind telling people. Like, I think I got to meet you about 2 years ago. Some mutual friends of your mom and dad's and mine told me how I think you were down in Toronto at one of the the Hockey Hall of Fame or something like that. Is that right? And then you came out and did a broadcast.
Well, yes. The Hockey Hall of Fame has this TSN broadcast booth where you can rebroadcast some of the most important moments and the most suspenseful moments in hockey history. But you could also go up ahead and make new broadcast calls. Like, for example, you don't have to do the exact same your call. You can make it different, and you can make it even more exciting. So, yeah.
Well, I know that I remember a couple of years ago you came on, and actually 2 years in a row now, you came on and joined me at the the Point Edward Pacers lacrosse, and you commentated. I think you've commentated 2 or 3 entire games with me.
Two games, yes. The first one was against Six Nations, I believe.
Yes, it was.
And I remember that it was a playoff game, and unfortunately, the Point Edward Pacers didn't do that good.
No. Now, I got to tell you, I was really impressed because I know like lacrosse wasn't really like it wasn't really a game you'd really watched before. But when I reached out and spoke to your mom and dad and said, hey, you bring them along and we'll let them commentate a game. Like you showed up in the tie and you were very professional. You had done your research on lacrosse and the teams. Is it easy for you to remember information like that? Are you good at learning?
Well, I am an inquisitive student, and I have a pretty good memory, I believe. So, I mean, that kind of works for me. With my memory and my inquisitivity, I mean, I can pick up things a lot. So,
all right. I've got a picture up here, if you can see it there, of there's you and me at Sarnia Sting game last year. And you just came on and talked to me. You did a fantastic job. Like I've been telling you to dream big and go for it, right? Yeah. If you had a choice between baseball or hockey, because I know you like baseball too, and you could be that broadcaster, which one would it be?
Well, baseball is one of my favorite sports, and it's an exciting game, the most suspenseful game. But I'm gonna have to give it to hockey. I know more about the game, and I know more about the teams and the statistics, so I'm probably a hockey broadcaster, but I'm picking up on baseball, I have to admit.
Okay, all right. Do you have I know you like the Sarnia Sting because I see you there once in a while. Do you have a favorite NHL team?
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of a mixed up kid, aka a weirdo, because my mom likes the Red Wings, my dad likes the Leafs. I like both, but I kind of lean towards the Leafs. My third favorite team, though, the Nashville Predators, and that's one of the major reasons is because of PK Subban. He's my favorite player. I mean, he has a positive attitude. I mean, he's a charming kind of guy, and he is the greatest off-ice guy in the history of the NHL.
Wow.
I mean, he's fantastic. He's one of the best offensive defensemen in the league. I mean, but Morgan Riley's catching up, though, I have to admit. Okay. And then there's, of course, the Canadians with Montreal and their rich history of hockey and their fans, too.
When you were on the radio with Max Major, did he tell you who his favorite hockey team was?
Max Major's favorite team was the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
But Matt, the other one, is a big Leafs fan. So,
yes. Well, when you talk,
I can't believe they actually work together.
They have fun with it for sure. Well, when you talk about, so it's, I think you said dad's a Leaf fan and mom's a Red Wing fan, and you're kind of in the middle and you're kind of neutral to that. I hope you know that that's really smart of you as well to not take mom or dad's side. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you, and I know you've got so many people around you that are proud of you for taking on this Canada's Smartest Person Junior. Whose idea was this for you to get in there and apply to even be able to go on?
Well, it all started one night when my parents and I were watching CBC. And then all of a sudden, this advertisement came up saying, hey, you could be Canada's Smartest Person Junior. All you need to do is to go to cbc.ca and apply. And I'm like, maybe I'll try just for the heck of it. So then my dad sends me the link. I apply the full form. And then my mom doesn't know about this. And she's like, oh, you applied it? I'm like, yes. And she's like, oh, okay. And then actually a few days later, we got this call from CBC saying, hey, we think Liam could be a potential candidate. So I had to do a test of all 6 intelligences, which, by the way, is physical, logical, linguistic, musical, social, and visual intelligences. Once I finished that, they said, once again, hey, Liam's pretty smart. So now what we had to do is, I knew we were getting close because now we needed to send a media pack to the CBC. And basically, all I need to do now is to do another Skype, this time just, be myself and just talk about my personality.
Well,
and then a few days later, CBC said, hey, Liam is in the running for Canada's Smartest Person Junior. He'll be accepted on the show. And I'm like, wow, no way, that's pretty cool. But there was one little fork in the road, and that was because of my acting career. Willy Wonka Jr. from Act 2 Rebound. I was actually playing Augustus Gloop, you might not know. But I was worried that I might interfere with the show. So we negotiated with Act 2 and CBC, and Act 2 went ahead and said, hey, you can skip some of our rehearsals to go to Toronto to do Canada's Smartest Person Junior. And I'm like, yes. So I won both sides. So fantastic.
That's awesome. You've been pretty busy. I mean, obviously, you had to go down several times and record this and do some traveling. But since you've been back, you've been quite the celebrity. I mean, you've been out bowling and people have recognized you, and you just walk around and people. How are you handling being a celebrity?
Well, I quite like it, and I understand it's nice to be recognized. And I mean, I've got to be nice back and say, hey, nice to have a fan and all that stuff. I just love to be social, and that's who I am. So being even more social, yeah, that's pretty fun.
So you're 10 years old. So what grade is that?
Well, I was 10 years old, but now I'm 11 as of June 24th.
Right.
Now I'm 11, so I'm 6th grader.
6th grader. All right. So then next thing for you is high school, and then do you have plans to go to college or university?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. In my college, I'm probably going to have to go to Lambton College, but I'm probably going to aim to a university scholarship. First of all, probably to a law school, possibly, I don't know, McGill. But I know that's going to be tough, but I'm going to save up for it. And I also look to be a sports broadcaster, so I'm probably thinking maybe Ryerson to become a broadcaster, possibly.
All right. They need commentators in the esports world too, in Lambton College. I'm just saying. just a little plug out there for Lambton College.
Well, I don't know if I'm that good at esports commentating. I'd probably try my best, and I might do well, but I'm more intelligent in the real sports. Okay, to the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, do not consider esports as an Olympic sport. Oh God.
Oh no, here we go. We're going to start a battle there now.
Yeah.
we won't go there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about I'm just teasing you. I'd like to if it's okay, we've got some more time here. If I'd like to talk about the Sarnia Sting, but could we talk about it like we're doing a commentator on the Sarnia Sting? Could we just do that for a minute or two? You kind of show everybody your broadcasting skills.
Yes, sure. That would be fantastic.
Right. Okay. So we'll talk about that. So Liam, I've been watching the Sarnia Sting. They've been struggling a little bit lately. The most recent game against the Sudbury Wolves, it seemed like they had locked things up, but then the Sudbury Wolves came back and tied things up in the last 30 seconds, taking things to an overtime. What did you take from that game when they finally lost in the shootout 4-3?
Well, honestly, I believe that the Sarnia Sting, they knew that they were going to win, but the Sudbury Wolves just had the clutch in them, and they got back and tied it up, and then it went to an overtime and then to a shootout. We got 1 point, though, but...
What do you see in some of the strengths on the Sarnia Sting right now? What would you say is their strengths, and then what kind of things do you think the Sarnia Sting needs to work on moving forward?
Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that their power play is not looking very good. They're one of the worst in the league, so they're not that good over there. And our goaltenders, they're good, but they just seem to get tired. With the loss of Theo Calvis to the North Bay Battalion, that really hurt the club. But, I mean, we need to save up for the future, though. So I think maybe we need to strengthen up our D, because we can't just let the goaltenders save literally every puck that tries to go into the net. And I mean, you just take a look at the 7-4 loss to the Flint Firebirds. The Firebirds gaining their first win in the season. Langevin is a good goaltender. He was just really tired, and I think that probably that needs to change. So our D are going to have to probably step up. But our strengths though, one player who is really standing out is Hugo Lavinius. He didn't make it to the draft last year, but in this draft, I'm thinking he's probably going to be a late rounder. But he's been putting up some good points, and he's been a great benefiter to the squad. So he
Fantastic.
is definitely a player that you want to watch.
All right. Well, Liam Henderson, thanks for your commentary on the Sarnia Sting there.
Thank you very much, Dave. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I pretty much wraps it up until for a couple days. Whew, finally.
Yeah.
I'm
well, then,
so tired. I napped during the morning and had to miss school.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Well, Liam, I'll say it again. I'm super proud of you. And I'm proud to call you my friend as well. And I hope you'll come back, even if you get big and bigger famous, you won't forget me and come around and maybe commentate a Pacers game with me once in a while. And the next time Mom and Dad bring you to a Sting game, will you stop by and do a live broadcast with me?
Definitely. Sports broadcasting is my passion.
Well, you're welcome to join me even unexpectedly anytime. Okay, buddy?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon.
Okay, Dave. Bye. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. Bye now. The awesome, amazing Canada's Smartest Person Junior contestant, Liam Henderson. He is just an amazing, amazing young man, and I believe he's going to achieve his goals of being a broadcaster, and it wouldn't surprise me if he came out being one of our Prime Ministers of Canada. You heard it here. And you heard it on the radio this morning. I know he's on with Max Major and on 99 The Fox. And he's had lots of interviews. And he is not letting it out of the bag. He's not telling anybody the final results. So good for him for keeping it going. And enjoy this time, Liam, because you've worked hard at it. And, kudos to Mom and Dad. Kudos to Mom and Dad Henderson for supporting Liam and helping create this opportunity and just letting him go for it. You have an amazing son there. I can honestly say I call him a young friend. He's just been fantastic to talk to every time he comes around. So thank you and congratulations. On Canada's Smartest Person, it's coming to CBC. You have to check your local listings for times and dates. And thank you to CBC for allowing us the opportunity to have Liam here on our show this morning. We really appreciate that. Wow, more than an hour has flown by, and I want to say thank you to all of my guests. I want to say thank you to Carolyn, who's a part of the Rotary and the Rotary auction happening this Sunday, starting at 2:00 in the afternoon. It'll be broadcast on Yourtv Sarnia, and check your local listings for that channel. And supporting the Rotary auction, it's their signature event to raise money so they can give back into our local community. And then, of course, we had our cast members there from Miracle on 34th Street. And thanks you to all of them for joining us. I'm looking forward to seeing the performance coming up. Go to Imperial Theatre to find out more about those performances and other performances that are happening by the Theatre Sarnia and also put on by Imperial Theatre as well coming up. And of course, the one and only Liam Henderson, 11-year-old contestant for Canada's Smartest Person Junior. All the best to you, Liam. I got a lot of belief in you there. And thanks again to Mom and Dad Henderson for allowing Liam to be here with us. All right. Wow. Just before I go, coming up later on tonight, I do some sports. Liam, you know, you can come and commentate. He had his comments about not letting in the Olympics there. We'll have to follow that along. It's Father versus Son night for me tonight on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/Dav Burrows. My son and I will be having some friendly competitions in the gaming world. It's very entertaining, family friendly as well. So you can come and join us for that as well. Wow. I wish I had more time, but that more than an hour has flown by. Again, thanks to all of my guests for joining me here. And thanks to all of you for watching. I do appreciate all of you. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I'll see you next time right here on the show live. Bye for now.